Welcome to the Minimalist Millionaire, Living Well with Less. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to build wealth while embracing simplicity, freedom, and fulfillment. This book is authored by Saber Koubaa, an expert in personal finance and minimalism, who shares practical insights on how to live a richer, more intentional life by owning less and focusing on what truly matters. If you enjoy this audiobook, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your support helps us reach more listeners who can benefit from this message. Now let's begin your journey toward living well with less. Enjoy the audiobook. Introduction: The Power of Minimalism. In a world that constantly pushes us to acquire more, to do more, and to be more, the idea of having less can seem counterintuitive. We are told that success is measured by our possessions, our social status, and our ability to accumulate wealth. But what if true wealth lies not in what we own, but in how we live? The Minimalist Millionaire. Living well with less offers a different approach to wealth, one that challenges conventional thinking and embraces the idea that less can be more. This book is not about denying yourself the things you love, but about rediscovering what truly matters. It's about freeing yourself from the clutter, both physical and mental, that distracts from living a purposeful, intentional life. Minimalism is often misunderstood as merely the act of decluttering or reducing material possessions. But at its core, minimalism is about making intentional choices and removing distractions. It's about creating space in your life for the things that truly bring you joy, satisfaction, and yes, wealth. When you focus on what's essential, you're able to allocate your time, energy, and resources in ways that maximize your potential, both financially and personally. In this book, we'll explore how minimalism can lead to greater financial success, personal freedom, and overall happiness. By embracing the minimalist mindset, you'll learn to make smarter decisions with your money, reduce unnecessary spending, and ultimately build a life of true abundance. So if you're tired of the hamster wheel of endless consumption, and you're ready to redefine what wealth means to you, this book is for you. Chapter 1: Defining Minimalism and Wealth. Minimalism is often seen as a lifestyle choice, a trend, or even a rebellion against the modern consumer culture. But at its heart, minimalism is about prioritizing what truly matters and removing the excess. It's about aligning your life with your values, not what society tells you should be important. When we think about wealth, many of us picture a bank account full of money, a portfolio of investments, and tangible assets like homes, cars, and luxury items. But true wealth, as this book will argue, is not just about accumulating material possessions. It's about creating a life that is rich in experiences, freedom, and fulfillment. Wealth in the minimalist sense is about efficiency. It's about eliminating distractions so that you can focus your energy on the things that matter most. This allows you to make smarter financial decisions, save more, and invest wisely. Minimalism encourages a shift in how we perceive wealth. Instead of thinking that wealth is only about what we have, it encourages us to view wealth as something we can create through intentional living. In this chapter, we'll explore what minimalism really means and how it intersects with wealth. We'll look at how minimalism allows us to rethink our financial goals, helping us move away from the desire to constantly accumulate and toward a mindset that values quality over quantity. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear understanding of what it means to be a minimalist millionaire, not just financially, but in every aspect of your life. You'll begin to see that wealth is not defined by what you own, but by the way you live. Chapter 2: The Myth of Excess. In our modern society, we are constantly bombarded with messages that more is better. More stuff, more experiences, more status. The idea of excess has become ingrained in our daily lives, often to the point where we fail to question whether all these things are actually contributing to our happiness or success. We've been taught that abundance equals success, that having more possessions, more opportunities, and more possessions is the key to a fulfilling life. But is it really? The myth of excess is a powerful illusion. It tells us that the more we have, the more we are. It equates material wealth with personal value and fulfillment. But in reality, excess often leads to stress, debt, and dissatisfaction. The pursuit of more can leave us feeling empty, constantly chasing after the next thing, never quite satisfied with what we have. In this chapter, we'll examine the dangers of excess and how it can sabotage our financial goals, personal happiness, and well-being. We'll look at the psychology behind our desire for more and why it's so hard to break free from this cycle of consumption. The more we accumulate, the more we need to maintain, and the less freedom we actually have. Excess doesn't only apply to physical possessions. It also extends to our time, our energy, and our mental space. The more commitments we take on, the more we spread ourselves thin, and the less we can focus on what truly matters. We become so overwhelmed by our possessions, responsibilities, and distractions that we lose sight of what's really important. Minimalism, by contrast, encourages us to let go of the unnecessary so we can focus on what truly adds value to our lives. It teaches us to challenge the myth of excess by embracing a more intentional approach to living. By doing so, we can create more space for joy, freedom, and ultimately wealth. Chapter 3: The Minimalist Mindset. The minimalist mindset is about shifting your focus from external markers of success to internal measures of fulfillment. It's not about denying yourself pleasures or living in deprivation. It's about making deliberate choices that align with your deepest values and priorities. A minimalist mindset is one that questions the status quo. It asks, what is truly necessary? What is adding value to my life? And what is simply taking up space? This shift in thinking requires us to become more intentional with our time, our money, and our energy. Instead of mindlessly acquiring things, we learn to be more conscious about what we choose to bring into our lives. At the heart of the minimalist mindset is the idea of abundance, but a different kind of abundance. It's not about having more things. It's about having more of what truly matters. By removing the clutter from our lives, we make room for experiences, relationships, and growth. These are the things that truly enrich our lives and contribute to our sense of fulfillment and wealth. To adopt a minimalist mindset, we need to learn how to let go of the distractions that keep us from focusing on what's most important. This could mean decluttering our homes, simplifying our routines, or cutting back on unnecessary commitments. It's about saying no to things that drain our energy and saying yes to the things that nurture our well-being. In this chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate the minimalist mindset and how it can transform every aspect of your life. We'll look at how you can begin to shift your priorities and reframe your perspective on wealth. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how to create a life that's aligned with your values and focused on the things that truly matter. Chapter 4: Building Wealth with Less. One of the most powerful aspects of minimalism is its ability to help us build wealth with less. By shifting our focus away from accumulation and excess, we free ourselves to make smarter, more intentional financial decisions. Minimalism teaches us that wealth isn't just about the amount of money in our bank accounts, but about how we manage what we have. Building wealth with less begins by understanding that less is often more when it comes to financial freedom. The pursuit of more possessions, more status, and more debt often leads to financial strain and stress. But when we prioritize the things that truly matter, we can reduce our expenses, minimize waste, and begin to build lasting wealth. In this chapter, we'll explore practical steps for building wealth while embracing a minimalist mindset. These steps include simplifying your financial goals, cutting back on unnecessary spending, and learning how to invest in what truly adds value to your life. We'll also discuss the importance of living below your means and the power of delayed gratification, both key principles of financial success. Building wealth with less is not just about cutting back on spending. It's also about investing in the right things. By focusing on quality over quantity, you can direct your resources toward building long-term financial stability. This might mean choosing to invest in assets that appreciate over time, such as stocks, real estate, or education, rather than chasing after fleeting trends or superficial purchases. One of the key components of building wealth with less is the mindset shift from consumerism to investment. Instead of viewing money as a tool for acquiring more things, you begin to see it as a tool for creating opportunities and freedom. This shift allows you to make decisions that align with your long-term goals, rather than your short-term desires. By the end of this chapter, you will have a clear roadmap for how to build wealth without being bogged down by the weight of excess. You'll understand how living simply and intentionally can open up opportunities for financial growth, and how, by having less, you can achieve more. Chapter 5. Letting go of unnecessary luxuries. In the pursuit of success and wealth, many of us acquire things we think we need, only to find that they add little value to our lives. From expensive gadgets to lavish vacations, the modern world is filled with luxuries that are marketed as essential for happiness and success. But how many of these luxuries truly contribute to our well-being or our financial goals? Letting go of unnecessary luxuries is an essential step in embracing minimalism. It's about recognizing that the pursuit of luxury often distracts us from the things that actually matter, like meaningful relationships, personal growth, and long-term financial security. Many of the luxuries we chase are temporary pleasures that ultimately leave us feeling unfulfilled, and in many cases financially strained. This chapter will guide you through the process of identifying and letting go of the luxuries that no longer serve your life or your financial goals. It's about evaluating what you truly need to live a fulfilling life and eliminating the things that distract you from your true purpose. Letting go of unnecessary luxuries doesn't mean depriving yourself of enjoyment. It means shifting your focus toward the things that bring real value to your life. We'll discuss how to assess your current lifestyle and determine which luxuries are draining your resources and which ones are worth keeping. Whether it's an expensive car, designer clothes, or frequent dining out, the goal is to free up resources, both financial and emotional, that can be better spent elsewhere. By making intentional decisions about your consumption, you can redirect your wealth into building a future that aligns with your values. At the end of this chapter, you'll have a clearer understanding of how to live a more fulfilling life with fewer distractions and unnecessary luxuries. You'll also learn how letting go of these things can help you gain the freedom and peace of mind that come with living intentionally. Chapter 6. The true value of time and freedom. In our fast-paced, consumer-driven world, time and freedom are often overlooked as key components of true wealth. We become so consumed with accumulating possessions, securing status, and pursuing material success that we forget to value what is truly irreplaceable: our time and our freedom. But in reality, these are the two most valuable assets we have. Time is finite. No matter how much money we make or how many things we own, we cannot buy more time. Our time on earth is limited, and how we spend it directly impacts the quality of our lives. Minimalism invites us to reevaluate how we use our time and what we prioritize. Instead of spending our days chasing after material possessions or constantly striving for more, minimalism encourages us to focus on experiences, relationships, and personal growth, things that truly enrich our lives. Freedom, too, is often undervalued. The more we accumulate, whether it's possessions, responsibilities, or debts, the less freedom we have. We become tied down by the things we own, the obligations we've taken on, and the expectations placed upon us. True wealth is not just about what we have. It's about how much freedom we have to live the life we want. Minimalism offers a path to greater freedom by helping us let go of the excess that keeps us tethered to a life of obligation and stress. In this chapter, we'll explore how minimalism can help you reclaim both time and freedom. We'll discuss practical ways to simplify your schedule, reduce distractions, and free yourself from the pressure of consumerism. By intentionally cutting back on the things that drain your time and energy, you can make room for the things that truly matter. Whether it's spending more time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or simply enjoying peace of mind, you'll learn how to shift your mindset so that time and freedom become the driving forces in your life, rather than possessions or external success. The more we embrace minimalism, the more we realize that true wealth is found in the time we can devote to our passions, the freedom to make choices that align with our values, and the ability to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 7: Streamlining Your Financial Life. One of the most significant benefits of minimalism is its ability to help streamline your financial life. By adopting a minimalist approach to your finances, you can eliminate the clutter that often leads to confusion, stress, and financial mismanagement. The process of simplifying your financial life allows you to focus on what's truly important, such as saving, investing, and living within your means. Many people's financial lives are chaotic. They have multiple credit cards, loans, subscriptions, and a range of financial obligations that make it difficult to keep track of their spending. Minimalism teaches us to simplify and organize our finances so that we can focus on building wealth and financial freedom. By reducing the complexity of our financial lives, we free up mental space to make smarter, more intentional financial decisions. In this chapter, we'll look at how to streamline your finances. We'll discuss strategies for cutting back on unnecessary expenses, consolidating debts, and organizing your financial accounts in a way that makes sense for you. We'll also explore how to simplify your savings and investment strategies, ensuring that your money works for you in a way that aligns with your minimalist values. We'll examine the importance of automating your finances, reducing debt, and creating a budget that reflects your priorities. The goal is not to deprive yourself, but to create a financial system that allows you to live intentionally, without the burden of unnecessary financial stress. By the end of this chapter, you'll have practical tools for streamlining your financial life and making it easier to manage. You'll see how a simplified approach to finances can help you build wealth and live more freely. Chapter 8: Simplifying Your Environment. The environment we live in has a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Yet, in a world that promotes consumerism, we often find ourselves surrounded by clutter, both physical and mental. The more things we accumulate, the more our space becomes filled with distractions that prevent us from focusing on what truly matters. Minimalism offers a solution to this by encouraging us to simplify and declutter our environment, which in turn allows us to create space for clarity, peace, and productivity. Simplifying your environment doesn't mean living in a stark, empty space. It means being intentional about the things you bring into your home and workplace. It's about choosing quality over quantity and surrounding yourself only with the items that add value to your life. When you remove the excess, you create an environment that fosters creativity, relaxation, and focus. In this chapter, we'll explore the benefits of decluttering your physical space and how it can contribute to a more minimalist lifestyle. We'll discuss how to systematically go through your possessions and decide what to keep, what to donate, and what to throw away. You'll learn how to create a living space that is simple, functional, and peaceful, one that supports your goals and enhances your daily life. We'll also explore how a simplified environment leads to a clearer mind. As you declutter your physical space, you may find that your mental space becomes less cluttered as well. The practice of decluttering can be therapeutic, helping you let go of the past and focus on the present. This chapter will show you how to create a space that reflects your values, making it easier to live intentionally and with purpose. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to simplify your environment and make it a place that nurtures your well-being and supports your journey toward wealth and fulfillment. Chapter 9: Minimalism in Relationships and Social Life. Just as minimalism can help you simplify your financial life and physical environment, it can also help you streamline your relationships and social life. In a world that glorifies constant networking, social media connections, and superficial friendships, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters in our relationships. Minimalism encourages us to focus on quality over quantity, meaning that we invest more time and energy into the relationships that bring us true happiness and fulfillment. In this chapter, we'll explore how minimalism can enhance your social life by encouraging you to nurture deeper, more meaningful relationships. We'll discuss the importance of surrounding yourself with people who share your values and support your goals. Minimalism teaches us to be intentional with our social interactions, focusing on the relationships that are mutually beneficial and enriching. We'll also address how to let go of toxic relationships that drain our energy and prevent us from living authentically. By simplifying your social life, you can create space for genuine connections and free yourself from the pressure to maintain superficial or draining relationships. Minimalism in relationships isn't about cutting people off. It's about choosing to prioritize the people who truly matter. This chapter will also look at how to simplify your social calendar. In today's world, it's easy to become overwhelmed with invitations, commitments, and obligations. Minimalism helps us make intentional choices about how we spend our time and with whom. By focusing on quality social interactions, you can create a richer, more fulfilling social life that adds value to your well-being. By the end of this chapter, you will understand how to apply minimalism to your relationships, fostering deeper connections and eliminating unnecessary social noise that can distract from your true purpose. Chapter 10. Overcoming society's pressure to consume. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us to buy more, do more, and be more. From advertisements that promise happiness through material possessions to social media influencers showcasing their perfect lives, the pressure to consume is everywhere. This constant push to acquire more can lead to feelings of inadequacy, stress, and a never-ending cycle of consumption that never seems to satisfy. Overcoming society's pressure to consume is one of the core principles of minimalism. Minimalism encourages us to take a step back and examine the messages we are receiving. It asks us to question whether all of the things we're chasing are truly aligned with our values and whether they contribute to our happiness. By challenging the societal norms that define success through consumption, we can regain control of our lives and focus on what truly brings us fulfillment. In this chapter, we'll explore the psychological and cultural forces that drive our desire to consume and how minimalism offers an antidote to this pervasive influence. We'll discuss how consumer culture creates artificial needs that are often fleeting and unfulfilling, and how embracing a minimalist mindset helps us break free from this cycle. We'll also look at how to cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Society often promotes the idea that we are incomplete or lacking unless we acquire more. But minimalism teaches us that we already have everything we need to live a fulfilling life. By shifting our perspective, we can stop chasing external validation and start focusing on the internal wealth that comes from living authentically and with intention. Overcoming the pressure to consume also involves learning how to resist temptations and make conscious decisions about where to direct our time, energy, and money. It means rejecting the idea that we need to constantly upgrade our possessions or lifestyle to be happy, and instead embracing the freedom that comes from living simply. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to resist the societal pressure to consume and reclaim your sense of purpose and contentment. You'll learn how to make choices that align with your values, rather than with the expectations of others. Chapter 11. The Psychology of Wealth and Contentment. The pursuit of wealth is often driven by the desire for happiness and security, but too many people find that acquiring more doesn't necessarily lead to greater contentment. In fact, the opposite can sometimes be true. Constant striving for more can lead to dissatisfaction, stress, and burnout. Understanding the psychology of wealth and contentment is essential for building a life of true abundance, one that is based on fulfillment, not material accumulation. Minimalism offers an alternative approach to wealth, one that focuses on contentment and peace of mind rather than accumulation. The psychology behind minimalism suggests that true wealth is found not in how much we own, but in how we live. It's about developing an inner sense of abundance and learning to appreciate what we already have. In this chapter, we'll delve into the psychology of wealth and contentment. We'll examine how our beliefs about money, success, and happiness shape our financial behaviors and overall life satisfaction. We'll explore the concept of enough, and how recognizing what is truly enough can lead to greater peace of mind and financial freedom. We'll also discuss how minimalism helps us shift our focus from external markers of success to internal measures of well-being. By prioritizing personal growth, meaningful relationships, and experiences over material possessions, we can create a sense of contentment that doesn't depend on the next purchase or achievement. The chapter will also look at how practicing gratitude plays a vital role in the psychology of contentment. By learning to appreciate the simple things in life, we can reduce our desire for more and cultivate a sense of wealth that doesn't rely on external factors. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a deeper understanding of how the psychology of wealth and contentment works, and how minimalism can help you create a more fulfilling and abundant life. Chapter 12. Sustainable Minimalism. Building Wealth for the Long Term. While minimalism offers immediate benefits, one of its most powerful aspects is its ability to create sustainable wealth over time. Rather than focusing on short-term gains or instant gratification, minimalism encourages us to make choices that promote long-term financial stability and well-being. This long-term perspective is crucial for building wealth that lasts, as it allows us to prioritize our future over fleeting desires. Sustainable minimalism isn't just about spending less or accumulating wealth. It's about creating a life where your financial choices are in harmony with your values. It's about being intentional with your resources, avoiding waste, and making decisions that benefit not only your financial future, but also your health, relationships, and overall happiness. In this chapter, we'll explore how minimalism can be applied to the concept of long-term financial security. We'll discuss strategies for building wealth in a way that is both sustainable and aligned with minimalist principles, including how to invest wisely, live below your means, and prioritize savings. By being mindful of where and how you invest your resources, you can create a financial foundation that supports both your current lifestyle and your long-term goals. We'll also look at the role of sustainable consumption in building wealth. Minimalism teaches us to focus on quality over quantity, and this principle can be applied to everything from our purchasing decisions to our investments. Rather than chasing after short-lived trends or impulse buys, minimalism encourages us to focus on assets and opportunities that provide lasting value and growth. Moreover, sustainable minimalism involves creating a lifestyle that is resilient to market fluctuations and economic uncertainty. By cultivating habits such as living within your means, focusing on experiences over possessions, and being strategic with your financial choices, you can ensure that your wealth grows steadily and remains intact for the long term. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear understanding of how to build wealth sustainably, with a focus on creating long-term financial freedom that aligns with minimalist values. Chapter 13. Creating a Legacy of Wealth and Simplicity. One of the greatest gifts we can leave behind is a legacy. A life well lived that continues to inspire and benefit others long after we're gone. But legacy isn't just about leaving behind financial assets. It's also about the values we impart, the lessons we teach, and the example we set. A minimalist approach to legacy involves focusing on what truly matters: simplicity, purpose, and the impact we have on others. In this chapter, we'll explore how to create a legacy that aligns with minimalist principles. We'll discuss the importance of living intentionally, so that every decision you make contributes to a larger purpose and leaves a meaningful imprint on the world. Rather than amassing wealth for the sake of status or material gain, minimalism encourages us to focus on the kind of legacy we want to leave, one that reflects our deepest values and priorities. We'll also look at how to pass on the principles of minimalism to future generations. This might involve teaching children the value of living simply, prioritizing experiences over possessions, and making intentional financial decisions. Creating a legacy of wealth and simplicity means showing others that true abundance comes not from the things we accumulate, but from the quality of our lives and the relationships we cultivate. Additionally, we'll explore how to build a financial legacy that supports your values. This could mean creating a sustainable financial plan that supports charitable giving, ensuring your wealth benefits future generations, or investing in causes and organizations that align with your principles. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to create a legacy that embodies wealth in its truest sense, one of simplicity, purpose, and lasting impact. Chapter 14. Embracing the freedom of less. At the core of minimalism is the profound sense of freedom it provides. The freedom to live on your own terms, the freedom to make intentional choices, and the freedom to focus on what truly matters. In a world that constantly encourages us to accumulate more, minimalism offers a path to liberation, a way to break free from the cycle of consumerism and live a life that is rich in experiences, purpose, and contentment. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to embrace the freedom that comes with living with less. We'll discuss how minimalism can lead to greater financial independence, more time for what matters, and the ability to live with less stress and more peace of mind. By adopting a minimalist mindset, you free yourself from the pressures of societal expectations and consumer culture and open up space for living authentically. We'll also talk about how minimalism allows you to focus on the experiences that truly enrich your life. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing passions, or traveling the world, minimalism encourages us to prioritize what brings us joy and fulfillment rather than accumulating things. This chapter will help you see how living with less can lead to more of what matters most. By the end of this book, you will have a clear understanding of how to live with purpose and intentionality, build wealth with less, and embrace the freedom that comes with a minimalist lifestyle. You'll be equipped with the tools to create a life that is not only financially prosperous, but also rich in meaning, connection, and true wealth. Conclusion: living the minimalist millionaire life. As we reach the end of this book, we find ourselves reflecting on the journey of discovering true wealth through minimalism. This approach to life is not just about cutting back on material possessions or adopting a frugal lifestyle. It's about creating space for what truly matters: time, freedom, meaningful relationships, and a purposeful existence. Throughout the chapters, we've explored how minimalism can transform your financial life, your environment, and even your social interactions. We've seen that wealth is not about how much we accumulate but about how intentionally we live, how much we value our time and freedom, and how deeply we connect with others and the world around us. The path to becoming a minimalist millionaire is one of self-discovery. It requires a shift in mindset, a transition from the constant pursuit of more to an appreciation for the richness found in less. It's about making deliberate choices that align with your values and pursuing a life of fulfillment and simplicity. True wealth, after all, comes from creating a life that allows you to enjoy the things that bring joy and meaning without being burdened by excess. The journey to living well with less doesn't end here. It is a lifelong practice, one that continues to evolve as you learn and grow. Minimalism provides the framework for a rich, sustainable, and meaningful life. A life where you are free from the pressures of consumerism and free to pursue your true passions and goals. As you move forward, remember that the essence of minimalism is not perfection but progress. You don't have to do everything at once, but take small, intentional steps towards simplifying and focusing on what truly matters. By continually making decisions that align with your values, you will build a life that is rich in experience, freedom, and wealth.